do it once, and there's people that are doing this multitasking. I can multitask. I can do 6 different. Yeah, okay, fine, but you know what? You find a lot of mistakes in and amongst all the stuff they're trying to do at once. So, yeah, I don't try to multitask.
I got the video stream back up. How long it goes, I don't know. All right, doing some audio this morning. Let's see. We call it our delicious audio. We start out with something to try to put a smile on the Colonel's face, called The Best of the Late Night Eunuch Boys. Here we go.
A woman arrested accused of doing a botched nose job. Police say the woman posed as a fake plastic surgeon and performed a nose job on a man. She was in the middle of another surgery when she was arrested.
Patients knew something was up when her surgical gown had an AutoZone logo on it.
An ice cream company in New Jersey is reportedly facing more than $230,000 in fines after 2 workers lost a total of 3 fingers while repairing a machine. Even more concerning, their new flavor, chocolate chip cookie dough.
Business news here. I saw that Yankee Candle just announced its scent of the year is Discovery. Yeah, it's already predicted to be this year's most regifted candle.
I hate to say that, man, but I got there's a couple of candles sitting around in a closet somewhere that they are the most well-traveled candles in the world. They've been to Japan twice and God knows where else, man. Probably about 15 states.
Well, the number one gift people didn't want was candles.
Yeah, no kidding. I have they're in a box and, just never.
Is there a reason you take it to Japan twice?
Well, you got stuff packed up and they never come out of the box and, stuff gets put on top of them and then there they are. So, instead of just throwing them away, they just kind of sit in a box.
It's like that scrap piece of paper you put in your wallet. You never looked at it again, but it's gone everywhere in the world with you. Well, some guy near Sacramento freaked out when a Wingstop messed up his wing order, and he threw the cash register through a window. He also smashed it on the ground a few times before that. He's facing charges for felony vandalism. Here's your audio.
I don't want to wait. I don't have time to wait on the food again. Okay, so now what do you do?
It's either you get the food 3 days, and you go on about your day, and stop yelling at my other manager, because that's,
Okay, not the best audio in the world.
I got a cash register he can take with him if he wants. Big old brass thing, weighs about 400 pounds. If he can lift that up and get it out, he can have it.
Someone in North Carolina randomly found some World War II medals in a dumpster that belonged to a guy named Donald Helfer, who died in 1993. And his kids were thrilled to find out because they had no idea he was a war hero. He flew almost 30 flights into enemy territory, but never talked about it. It turned, what was it? You got to rotate out of the theater when you had 25 flights?
No, they kept raising it. It was 25, and then they raised it to 30, and they were talking about raising it again at the end of the war.
It turned out he received the Bronze Star, Flying Cross, and a thank you from President Truman. An American Legion official named Jeff Truitt tracked down the family.
She had no idea what her father did in the military. They've never seen pictures, never seen any of this. And they're all in their 70s and 80s. How this got into a dumpster in the city of Hickory area, nobody knows. It could have just been, left in the trash. But now this family can maybe have some closure, some answers that they didn't know about. He was a hero.
Yeah, I don't know. Those things are collectible, especially a DFC and a Bronze Star from that era. Some of the older medals, when they were awarded, you'd have the name of the recipient engraved on the back of it. They don't do that anymore. I guess you can have it done personally, but you don't get it done automatically anymore. When you find a medal with a name engraved either on the edge or on the back, and especially if the medal has a number in the edge, that's indicative of some older awards. And, why somebody would toss those is beyond me. I don't know.
The NCAA basketball tournament begins today. If you're still filling out your bracket, here's a hot tip from a Vegas insider.
It's time for your NCAA March Madness bracket tip of the day. Phoned in daily from an anonymous source and location. And now, your bracket tip of the day.
Okay, you didn't hear it from me, but sooners rather than laters. Tony, I gotta go.
This has been your NCAA March Madness bracket tip of the day.
And, of course, not everything can make the headline news, but there is plenty of not headline news. Here's today's edition.
This is not headline news. Pauly Shore is selling clothing with his face all over it. You can find it in the birth control aisle. Vaccine clinics across the U.S. are still prioritizing smokers and the obese, which is another way of saying Arkansas is on the top of the list. Tea may lower blood pressure. Unless it's Meghan spilling some with Oprah, then it sends the Queen's blood pressure skyrocketing. Someone is now reading the IKEA catalog for a podcast. If you think that sounds painful, you haven't heard any other podcasts. And Yankee Candle has announced its scent for the year 2021. You guessed it, WAP. This is not headline news.
Okay.
A comedian imagined what it would be like if she never got around to changing that very clever email address she had in high school. In this case, she's saying it out loud to a store clerk who shames her without even trying. Here he is.
Did you have an email I could send the receipt to? Could you just print me a receipt? We're paper free. Oh, good to hear. So, it's Callie Surfer Chick for life spelled with a Y, at AOL.com. Are you from California? No, I'm from Idaho. Do you surf? No, never been, not once. Didn't think so. I just thought it sounded cool. It is cool, like it is. I totally understand. I'm so sorry about all this. You do realize I cannot give you these clothes now, though? Totally. There you go. I do not deserve clothes. But I have a great day. Change that email. Hi, welcome to J Crew.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some weird emails. You get you get an email and you look at the address and it's, well, who in blazes would come up with a thing like that to send an email? Yeah, there's some good ones out there. Callie Surfer Girl for Life. Is that what was? That was okay.
Life with a Y.
Yes, spell it with a Y. Oh dear.
Today's internet overreaction is for a guy who told his weight loss joke about his wife. He said he left the dress that was a couple of sizes too small for his wife with a note saying he can't wait to see her in it. Her response was a package of extra large condoms with the same note. Here we go.
So I've noticed my wife has gained just a little bit of weight lately. So what I decided to do is for her birthday, I bought her a really, really nice dress, but just a couple sizes too small. And I put a note on it that said, I'm really looking forward to seeing you in this. Thinking, it might motivate her. Well, anyways, I came home from work the other day and I saw a pack of condoms that were way, way too big for me on the counter. Had a note on it. It said, I'm really looking forward to seeing you in these.
Mm-hmm. A naked guy in Alabama broke into a car at 3 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday to steal some clothes. And when the cops got there, they found him walking down the street wearing the clothes. It's not clear why he was naked, but we've got a theory. He's the Terminator. Check it out. Here's a scene from Terminator 2 where Arnold walks into a bar naked and asks a biker for his clothes.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Don't tell a Terminator no.
No, apparently not.
Let's see what else.
I remember that scene. I did watch that movie. Yeah, I remember that now. Took me a second.
You know, passing the bar exam is a huge event in someone's life, so it's easy to understand why this family cheered, shouted, and praised God when hearing their son did just that. You can hear the celebration right now.
Congratulations on passing the exam! God bless you, Father! Yes! Lord Jesus! That is all I passed. Oh, thank you, Jesus! Oh, Lord! Oh, thank you! Yes, Lord! Thank you, Father! Thank you!
And two doctors say it was in Palm Beach County, Florida, where the first baby was born with antibodies from his mother's vaccination.
Oh, no.
The mother is a frontline worker and had her shot in early January, and the baby was born 3 weeks later. Here are Dr. Paul Gilbert and Dr. Chad Rudnick.
To our knowledge, this was the first in the world that was reported of a baby being born with antibodies after a vaccination. Further studies have to determine how long this protection will last. They have to determine at what level of protection or how many antibodies does a baby need to have circulating in order to give them protection.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. This afternoon, we have the chance for strong to severe thunderstorms moving into the state. That is all dependent on how far north a warm front will get. But if we see some stronger storms, the main impacts will be damaging wind gusts and also a few tornadoes as well. Highs today in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s. The severe threat ends this evening and overnight tonight. Showers still possible on Friday. Cooler temperatures, though, expected. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills. 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. His state is among those on the front lines of the growing crisis on the southwest border. Texas Governor Greg Abbott saying the overwhelming flood of illegal border crossings is
a direct result of President Biden's reckless open border policies that are causing a surge in border crossings and cartel activity.
And that are enticing thousands of unaccompanied children to make the dangerous trek north, crossing into the U.S. Abbott says those youngsters find themselves in inhumane conditions, victimized by human traffickers, exposed to abuse and terror. With the coronavirus still out there, Abbott says the border surge raises serious public health concerns not only for Texas, but nationwide.
The number of migrants crossing the border is at the highest since March 2019 and is on pace to hit a 20-year high.
He says it's clear the Biden administration was completely not prepared for the crisis. Mr. Biden's plea to the migrants, don't come over, the complete opposite of what he said during the campaign when he said, if you want to flee and you are fleeing oppression, you should come. A lot of cleanup, repair work ahead in the Deep South. The region raked by a string of suspected tornadoes over the past 24 hours, and the severe weather threat persists today for portions of eastern Georgia through the Carolinas and into extreme southeast Virginia.
The biggest thing people can do is keep monitoring what the weather is. The thunderstorms can form quickly and move pretty quickly, so the severe weather threat can be on them pretty quickly. So it's important that they monitor the watches and warnings that are issued by the National Weather Service throughout the day today.
And that's National Weather Service forecaster Bob Oravec. Watching Wall Street this morning, stock futures in the red. Dow futures are down 30 points. NASDAQ futures off 203 points. S&P futures 25 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
If If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
As senior Biden administration officials wrap up talks in South Korea, there is no end to the speculation over what North Korea's next move could be. The BBC's Laura Bicker in Seoul.
I think what we're seeing is a Pyongyang waiting to see exactly what the Biden administration plans to do. But it's also a North Korea that is in a dire economic situation. I can't emphasize this enough. The borders have been closed since last January. That's over a year now. And now trade between China and North Korea, its biggest ally, has dropped by over 90%. So there's very little getting into the country, and some harvests failed after the monsoon season.
Secretary of State Blinken is pressing China to use its influence to convince North Korea to give up its nuclear program. His appeal comes just hours after the North said that it would ignore U.S. offers to resume negotiations. News and analysis at townhall.com. Attorneys General from 21 states are suing to overturn President Biden's cancellation of the Keystone XL oil pipeline.
Led by Ken Paxton of Texas and Austin Knudsen of Montana, the state said in Wednesday's court filing that Biden overstepped his authority when he blocked the 1,200-mile-long pipeline on his first day in office. The attorneys general say Congress should have the final say on the project. The pipeline would carry crude from western Canada's oil sands region to Gulf Coast refineries. Biden canceled its permit over what environmentalists claim are concerns that burning the crude would make climate change worse. Keith Peters reporting.
The traditional tax filing deadline is being extended. The IRS moving tax day from April 15th to the 17th of May. The move provides more breathing room for taxpayers and for the IRS alike to cope with changes brought on by the pandemic. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Is it style you want, or is it durability, or is it both? We've got you covered for all your flooring needs with our huge selection of Shaw floors. Looking for carpet, hardwood, or LVP? We've got it all. Have the confidence to do something new and different with Shaw floors. Hurry into Aberdeen Carpet, located at 2314 Highway 5 in Aberdeen, near Habitat for Humanity. Open 9 to 4 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Visit us online at aberdeencarpet.com to check us out. Then come in and browse our huge selection, or call us at 910-944-6204 to schedule a free estimate.
Over the past several years, WEEB has been telling you about Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. During that time, Sherry and Howard Hoke have experienced a large increase in their business because of their beautiful paved driveways and much more. Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services offers patching, excavation, and drainage issue solutions, crack filling, seal coating, and striping for both residential and commercial. And now they have added concrete, pouring sidewalks, driveways, curbs and gutters, pads, as well as pavers. Estimates are free, and they will come to your property to assess your needs. No job is too big or too small. Go online to slcontractingllc.com or the Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services Facebook page showing photos and customer reviews. So, call 910-673-1318. Active duty military will receive a 10% discount. 910-673-1318.
Dale, how are things at Knollwood Fairways and Midland Country Club this year?
Well, Stuart, you know our motto is 9 is fine. Knollwood and Midland are the only two 9-hole golf courses in the Sandhills that are available to all golfers every day. And our all-grass practice tee at Knollwood continues to be very popular.
Do you give golf lessons at Knollwood?
Absolutely, Stuart. Our instruction and club fitting program with our 4 PGA professionals continues to grow every year. We love to teach all golfers, beginners, juniors, seniors, and ladies. Go to our website, knollwood-midland.com, to see what we offer. Our Our prepaid golf rounds and range balls are always popular. Plus, we have instructional packages, club fitting sessions, and a fully stocked golf shop. Norwood and Midland is the place where quality and affordability meet.
Is your European car maintenance cost too high? Better ask Rick. Vintage and modern European car at NC 211 East and Indiana Avenue in Aberdeen is your choice when highly skilled, fairly priced service or repair is needed. Rick provides uncompromising white glove premium service at non-premium prices. Thinking of buying a pre-owned European model? Need a pre-purchase exam? Better ask Rick. Don't let high overhead foreign car dealers frighten you into making needless repairs. Ask Rick for fully authorized European car service and repair at Vintage and Modern European Cars, 2809 East Indiana Avenue in Aberdeen, 910-944-1023.
You look out the window. It's dark. You lock the doors. Maybe you set an alarm. You take every precaution. Do whatever it takes to keep your home safe. But it's not. In fact, termites may be destroying your home right now. You may not see them. You may not hear them. But by the time you see the damage termites cause, it may be too late. So don't wait, because now there is something new. Introducing Termidor, the unique treatment that wipes out 100% of the termites in your home in 3 months or less. They'll never see it coming. But you can't get it from any store. So ask for Termidor by name from your pest control company. Because if you're not asking for Termidor, you're asking for trouble.
Termidor is available at Aberdeen Exterminating. Call 944-2474. For service, that's 944-2474.
NCN News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. Much of North Carolina will be dealing with some sort of severe weather today. NCN meteorologist Kat Campbell tells us the situation could be critical in the southeastern part of the state and parts of the central.
The highest risk in central and eastern North Carolina. The threats do include damaging wind gusts, tornadoes, large hail, and some localized flooding possible as well.
Onslow County is taking extra precautions and making changes to vaccine distribution to help people stay safe if the weather turns rough today. Onslow County Emergency Services Director Norman Bryson tells WCTI.
Go ahead and make sure all the equipment is operational, working, putting on teams on standby, making sure that we're bringing in additional 911 telecommunicators for the hours of the storm.
In Jackson, Mississippi, hundreds headed to a shelter because they didn't feel their homes were safe enough. Max Jackson says there is no safe room in a mobile home, so he and his wife headed over.
I just brought a newspaper because I have some things in the car, some food, in case we had to stay late. We didn't know how long.
Governor Roy Cooper says North Carolina will meet President Biden's goal, having everyone eligible to get a vaccine by May 1st. The governor says he's concerned about the COVID-19 variants that are increasing across the state.
Health experts tell us that these variants spread more easily and can even make us sicker. This is another reason why we must keep up our prevention efforts.
A San Antonio restaurant tagged with racist anti-Asian graffiti is reopening today. Noodle Trees owner Mike Nguyen says he has gotten a lot of support from the community after an attack.
We need to continue the positivity, the love, the support.
The throngs of spring break crowds is crushing Miami Beach's image, according to residents. Vice Mayor Michael Gregorio.
Now we've seen madness and criminality gone awry. So the message is come to Miami Beach, mess up, violate the law, and you're going to get arrested.
You're listening to NCN News.
Help us serve you. North Carolina retailers aren't just the backbone of the local economy. They are the first ones to step up to support your Little League teams, your booster clubs, and to step in with product donations in times of need. So please shop NC. You hold the power to help North Carolina's retailers rebound faster by choosing to spend your dollars in North Carolina. The NC Retail Merchants Association proudly represents these dedicated retailers and encourages you to shop NC. Learn more at ncrma.org.
Hi, Darcy the Cow here for Black Cow, the mature manure. It's time to start getting your flower and vegetable gardens off to a great start with Black Cow. Prepare new plant beds with a 1.5-inch layer of Black Cow in the area and then mix it in with the soil 6 inches deep. Black Cow is organic. Pick up the bright yellow bag and get growing.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
Global gasoline demand has peaked according to an energy watchdog.
The world's demand for gasoline that has powered personal transportation for more than a century probably won't return to pre-pandemic levels. That's the prediction from the Paris-based International Energy Agency. The group says an accelerating global shift toward electric vehicles, along with better fuel efficiency among gasoline-powered fleets, will more than outweigh any growing demand for gasoline from developing countries. Jim Crisilla, CBS News.
For the first time, there's a Native American to lead a cabinet department, and reaction is coming in from the chief of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians in North Carolina. The Senate this week confirmed New Mexico Representative Deb Haaland for Interior Secretary. Cherokee Chief Richard Sneed tells WLOS in Asheville.
One of the issues is getting land restored back into trust. That's a very long and arduous process, so we would like to see that expedited.
A large share of North Carolina's college students will be able to get a COVID-19 vaccine starting April 7th. State health officials say those living in fraternity or sorority houses, dorms, or apartments will qualify for a shot because they live in a congregate setting. Experts at Europe's Medicines Agency will announce today whether they have found any evidence linking AstraZeneca's COVID vaccine to sometimes fatal blood clots. CBS's Vicki Barker has that.
Some 36 people out of the 17 million who got the shot developed cerebral blood clots. European Medicines Chief Emer Cook says establishing the truth takes time.
Our experts are working tirelessly to carry out this assessment as quickly as possible, but we cannot come to a conclusion until we've done a thorough scientific analysis.
She remains convinced the vaccine's benefits outweigh any risks, and she also says similar rare events have been reported with the Pfizer and Moderna jabs. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Good morning, everyone. We have the chance for strong to severe thunderstorms across central North Carolina this afternoon and evening. The main impacts will be damaging winds, but a few strong tornadoes are possible as well. A lot of rain still in the forecast for today also as those storms move through. Highs today in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s. That severe threat comes to an end this evening and overnight tonight, but showers still likely on Friday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, we're looking at some scattered showers, 51 degrees, humidity 97%, dew point 50, pressure 2966, winds south-southeast at 2, gusting to 5. It is 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news. For this Thursday morning, a large share of North Carolina college students will be able to get a COVID-19 vaccine starting April 7th. State health officials say those living in a fraternity or sorority houses, dorms, or apartments will qualify for a shot because they live in a congregated setting. The State Department of Health and Human Services earlier this year removed college students as a priority group. Education leaders are now working to communicate the latest guidance to colleges to let them know many students will soon qualify for a vaccine. And Southern Pines Police Department announced the arrest of Whitney Harrington, 29, of Vass, for possession with intent to sell and deliver Schedule II, cocaine in this case, felony possession of cocaine, felony maintaining a vehicle for sale of controlled substances, as well as other drug charges. The arrest stems from a traffic stop conducted by members of the Southern Pines Police Department's Investigations Division on Tuesday. Harrington, after arrest, appeared before a magistrate and was released under a $25,000 secured bond pending a hearing in Moore County Court. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:17. Sports is next. Right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The NC State men's basketball team finished the regular season on a 5-game winning streak, but they fell to Syracuse in their first game of the ACC tournament. Today, they open play in the NIT with a matchup versus Davidson. Wolfpack head coach Kevin Keats talked about tonight's game and how much success in the NIT is dependent on having the right mindset and wanting to be there.
I think certainly that's a big picture for everyone
For us, it's really the experience of getting guys an opportunity to play. When you look at us, I think we played 23 games this year. We would normally play 31. And so when you look at that, we missed 8 games. And so for us, it's a little bit of everything, giving our seniors a chance to play, the middle guys some experience and opportunity to play, and really for our young guys being able to get the experience of playing in postseason.
Wolfpack and Wildcats tip off at 7 tonight from Denton, Texas. Also tonight, Appalachian State will go against Norfolk State in Indianapolis in the third of the first 4 play-in games for a chance to face top-seeded Gonzaga in the Fuller NCAA bracket. On the pro court, the Denver Nuggets pulled away in the second half to beat the Hornets 129-104 last night. They snapped Charlotte's 4-game winning streak. Terry Rozier had 21 points in the loss. The Carolina Panthers shifted their focus to upgrading their defense on the first day of the league year, agreeing to terms with linebackers Hassan Riddick and Denzel Perryman and defensive end Morgan Fox, according to a person familiar with the situation. The 6'1", 255-pound Riddick played under the Panthers coach Matt Rule at Temple and could project as an edge rusher after 4 seasons with the Cardinals. On the ice, the Carolina Hurricanes look to rebound from their first loss in 9 games when they open a 4-game home-and-home set tonight in Raleigh against the Blue Jackets. This is NCN Sports.
If you work in the construction industry, good communication plays an important role in helping to prevent the spread of COVID-19 on your work site. Always follow and share your company's safety procedures. Anytime you have questions or if you see safety protocol not being followed, speak up. Together, we can help prevent the spread of COVID-19. To learn more about COVID-19 best safety practices, visit ncunitedagainstthevirus.org. That's ncunitedagainstthevirus.org. Construction, we're built for safety.
Hi, I'm Mike Sprayberry, Director of Emergency Management. For years, I've told you how to stay safe during severe weather. But right now, our biggest threat is the COVID-19 virus. If you're battling the weather or a virus, it's critical to be prepared. For weather, make a plan, build a kit. For a virus, wear a mask, wash your hands, and keep your distance. For all hazards, stay informed. We're all one family, so let's protect each other. Find out more info at readync.org. This message is brought to you by the Department of Public Safety.
Oklahoma guard Devion Harmon will miss the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament after testing positive for COVID-19. And Virginia remains in Charlottesville because of a positive COVID-19 test that caused the Cavs to pull out of last week's ACC tournament. They are the only team not yet in Indianapolis for the upcoming NCAA tournament, which begins today. The defending champs continue individual workouts and conditioning sessions. They hope to practice at home tomorrow before heading to the tournament, where they are set to open against Ohio State Saturday night. Shaquille Barrett, Levante David, Chris Godwin, and Rob Gronkowski are all staying with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The move leaves receiver Antonio Brown, running back Leonard Fournette, and a handful of other players open to field offers from other teams after helping the Bucs win the Super Bowl last month. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
My name is Tony Keith of Keith Hardware in Carthage, North Carolina. I'm the 3rd generation of a family-owned business. We've been in business for 83 years. We sell live bait, crickets, minnows, and worms, fishing tackle, nuts and bolts and screws by the piece. You can still come in and get nails weighed out by the pound, or 1s or 2s, however you'd like.
The guys, they know what they're doing. You don't have to ask for service. You tell them what you need. If they ain't got it, usually they can conjure it up.
Keith Hardware has been a tradition in this town for as long as I've been in business, 42 years. And they run a good business and they're good people.
I came in with 2 pieces of plumbing. I handed it to this guy, and he took off the back and picked it up and brought it back. Their knowledge is invaluable to me.
With Keith Hardware for 28 years. I rent the building from them next door. And Tony and Ginger are doing an excellent job. I'm proud of them.
Come visit Keith Hardware today at 207 Monroe Street in Carthage.
We're just an old-fashioned hardware store.
At Sandhills Collision Center in Seven Lakes, we proudly serve all your automotive repair, auto body restoration, and collision repair needs. With our brand new state-of-the-art cheap straightening system and eco-friendly AmeriCure paint booth, you can rest assured that your vehicle, boat, or RV will receive top-notch repair and flawless paint jobs. And for all you aviators, we do aircraft body repair too. Sandhills Collision Repair Center is veteran-owned and offers a 5% discount to our military family. We give free estimate and accept all insurance and self-pay. All our ATECs will provide superior customer service from start to finish because we are committed to quality and prompt expert service. Bring your automobile, boat, or RV by today for a free quote at 135 Village View Drive in Seven Lakes. That's just 2 minutes from the Food Lion on Seven Lakes Drive. Or call us at 910-673-AUTO. That's 673-AUTO. Sandhills Collision Center, because you deserve the best. Are you tired of talking to a robot every time you have to interact with your pharmacy?
Please listen to our menu because it has changed. For your prescription, press 1. I'm sorry. Please listen to our complete menu as it has changed.
And how about those robocalls at an inconvenient hour to let you know your prescription is ready? Well, at Health Innovation Pharmacy, you can say goodbye to all those things. So what do we have besides real people answering the phones? We offer one-on-one consultation with the pharmacist, free delivery to your home or office, annual flu shots, lower prices on most medications, and fast, friendly service. So break up with the robot and come visit the real pharmacist at Health Innovations, 295 Pinehurst Avenue in Southern Pines, or call the real person at 910-246-5155 and break your robot addiction.
Thank you for holding. Your call will be ignored in the order it was received.
This time of year, it's hard to know whether to put on a coat or short sleeves, not to mention whether to use the heat or AC. But one thing that is predictable is you absolutely need to service your heating and air system to avoid costly repairs or replacements down the road. Call Four Seasons Heating and Air to schedule your service checkup before the winter gets here and it becomes an emergency. Four Seasons Heating and Air, the company that wants you to get comfortable with them. Call 235-0606. That's 235-0606.
Pinehurst Toyota has been awarded the Pilot's 2020 Best of the Pines Service Department winner, and we are open and following the COVID-19 safety guidelines. The Service Department's hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and the Sales Department is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We can answer any questions and work out any deal, online or over the phone, and even provide home delivery. Go to our website at pinehursttoyota.com or call 910-692-2424 or text message. For those who would prefer not to come into the dealership, we are happy to come to you for sales or service. Call 910-692-2424 or go to the website at pinehursttoyota.com. And congratulations again to Pinehurst Toyota for the Pilot's 2020 Best of the Pines Service Department winner. And we thank you for voting for Pinehurst Toyota. Call us during business hours at 910-692-2424.
The most important thing about an investment is the return. It's tax time again, and Carolina Power and Generators wants you to know that dependable power and whole home comfort is quite the return for a reasonable investment. Look, we've all seen the news and know how important reliable power is. So with a whole home standby generator from Carolina Power and Generators, you'll have reliability at your fingertips. In the event of a power outage, your generator comes on automatically while you stay safe in the comfort of your own home. No matter what life throws at you, a backup generator from Carolina Power and Generators will keep you powered up. And if you already have a generator, just call and ask about Carolina Power and Generators maintenance plans. Power up with Carolina Power and Generators. Call today 910-241-4677 or visit GeneracNC.com. Don't be left in the dark the next time there's a power outage. Power up today with a whole home generator from the generator guys at Carolina Power and Generators.
Rudino's is back open for in-house seating. They were voted best pizza in Spectator magazine, but pizza isn't their only specialty. Come in on Wednesdays for music bingo night, beginning at 6 p.m., going until the final round ends. Prizes awarded for each round. Thursday night is pasta night, $7.99 for any pasta dish on the menu. So visit Rudino'sSouthernPines.com to see what's on that menu and other weekly specials. Rudino's Pizza and Grinders on Pinehurst Avenue in Southern Pines, voted #1 by Spectator magazine.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is brought to you by Quality Built Homes, the Sandhills' #1 home builder, developer, and remodeler. With over 1,500 homes built in Moore County, we earn our name every day. Quality Built Homes, 910-944-7453.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Have you ever been to Ireland? I haven't. I know a lot of people in our community have. Not one of them's ever seen what I'm about to tell you about. Now, the news says this is the first time a sighting like this has ever taken place in Ireland. We don't really know if that's true, but stand by, I'll be back to that. A fellow named Alan Houlihan was sitting on the rocks with his 5-year-old daughter. His daughter saw something jump out of the water and lay down on the rocks, as though it was exhausted. Well, I reckon it was exhausted. It had apparently made the swim from Greenland to Ireland. It was a walrus. Marine biologist Kevin Flannery said that most likely the walrus fell asleep on an iceberg and when he woke up realized he was in the middle of the Atlantic and decided to swim to Ireland. Well, I'm thinking the walrus probably used different words when he was thinking that, but anyway, there he is in Ireland. Now, the reason I say that this may not be the first sighting ever is because it hadn't been that long ago we didn't have phone cameras. Maybe people did see a walrus, but who believed them? I've heard people in Ireland will sometimes take a drink. If you do something now and you don't want a picture taken of it, and you don't want that picture taken online, rather, don't do it. You can deny, but when the pictures show up, then it's, well, I'm now in rehab. I hope you'll all pray for me. Time. I hope that everyone out there has a good day from the Zumwalt Zone.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. This afternoon, we have the chance for strong to severe thunderstorms moving into the state. That is all dependent on how far north a warm front will get. But if we see some stronger storms, the main impacts will be damaging wind gusts and also a few tornadoes as well. Highs today in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s. The severe threat ends this evening and overnight tonight. Showers still possible on Friday. Cooler temperatures, though, expected. I'm meteorologist Zach Mallock in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us. Hello and welcome.
You know what today is.
Educate me, please.
I seriously think it's Sloppy Joe Day. Yeah, it's supposed to be Sloppy Joe Day. It's Sloppy Joe Day.
It is today, National Sloppy Joe Day.
It's all right. It's Sloppy Joe Day.
Today is National Sloppy Joe Day.
Get yourself some Sloppy Joes.
Let's start the show.
Come on, it's showtime.
Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, pathetic pilot. Hey, here's some news you guys ought to listen to because you might want to actually pay attention and write something about this. Get your coffee going and get your apple fritter out because John Zumwalt made it in. David has other business, but John's got some information for you, man. You got to listen to this. Ultimately, it's not funny, but this guy deserves everything he's going to get.
All right, don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running right now at Talk 97.3 FM, Talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. All of those will take you to the same place, and right there in the top middle of the page is the link to the videos. If you're looking for it on your mobile device, then fire up YouTube and put Mornings with the LeaderMan in there. Now, if you just want our audio stream, that's easy too. On your mobile device, if you fire up a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes, or Streama, many others work too. Just put WEEB in the search. And, of course, you can always get it on our website at talk973.com, talk1041.com, or WEEB990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every webpage has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click that once and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area is going to be kind of on the soggy side today, but we promise a nice weekend for you. Mostly cloudy today, showers on and off, high of 74. Then tonight, more of the same, a low of 50. Friday, we'll start out with some scattered showers, giving way to partly cloudy by afternoon. Look for a high of 54. Friday night, partly cloudy, 33. And over the weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy, 53. Sunday, same, partly cloudy, and 57 for a high. And Monday will still be partly cloudy and warmer. 63 on Monday, 68 on Tuesday, and 72 on Wednesday. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are south-southeast at 2, gusting to 5. Pressure is 29.66. Pressure, dew point 50. Humidity 97%. We have some scattered showers and 51 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All righty, it is 8:34 past the hour on this Thursday. Ordinarily, we do what we're getting ready to do on Friday, but tomorrow, State Senator McInnes will be in here during the 8:30 hour, and to be able to give him proper time, we'll just do the round table today and handle that this way. And to kick things off, we'll start with you, John.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, Steve, it's good to see you back. I was really worried about you. I was afraid you wouldn't be back for a while. So I'm serious when I say it's good to have you back. And I know you.
I'll tell you what, when you get that sciatic nerve under attack, and you know, it just cripples you. It just literally cripples you. Terrible pain, and you can't move.
Well, I know. I've been there. I have been there. All right. Let me tell you what happened, ladies and gentlemen. And some of you have accused me of all kinds of things. You've accused me of going on porn sites and surfing them so I could find information about this man. A lot of you have taken up for him because you don't have all the information. Why are we broadcasting this now? And we have a big audience in Lee County. We're broadcasting this information so that you can get the truth. And to be perfectly honest with you, this is just about the only place you can get the truth on these things. WEEB has broken so many stories, and this is one of them. You're not going to find out the exact details of what's going on in your Lee County School Board anywhere else. I saw the newspaper articles. I read the WEEB thing, and they're close, but they're not on target. I'll tell you how all this started. On March the 6th, I was out of town, and I got notified by a person who I'm not going to name, and they sent me a picture of a man named Patrick Kelly. Patrick Kelly is a school board member in Lee County. The picture, and if you've got children, small children listening, or children that you don't want to hear this stuff, and I'm going to be as cautious and as polite and as I can possibly be. I've always taken pride that this show is a G-rated show, not PG, but it's going to be PG at least today. So if you've got a child, either if you can't, put them in another room, well, then turn the sound off or change stations. I'm sorry, I never thought I'd say that. But I got a picture of this guy named Patrick Kelly, and I didn't know him. I sat through a school board meeting once that he was in, and I couldn't see him because he had on a mask. I wouldn't recognize this guy. I wouldn't have before. If he would have walked into my living room, I wouldn't have known who he was. it turns out, and after I started investigating this and looking into it and tracing the different websites that he was associated with, he goes by the name of Kinky Shelton. That's his, I don't know what you call it, your porn name or your stage name, whatever it is. He goes by the name of Kinky Shelton. So why are we doing this besides the fact that we're the only ones that will do it? I believe, and I think you believe, that you should know everything about your school board. You might remember last month, 2 months ago, that the school board found out that Sherry, one of the other school board members, had gone to a rally in D.C. All they needed to hear was she was at that rally, the famous rally that where we had the folks break into the Capitol. It didn't matter to them that she was nowhere near that. They immediately, and I mean immediately, called for an investigation by their attorney, whose name is Love, L-O-V-E. And that was a lot of stress on her. She worried, her husband worried. That's a lot of stress when you know that you're being investigated for absolutely nothing. Her name was dragged through the mud, and she was very worried. And one person can't blame her. Until it happens to you and you start having false allegations launched against you. Well, one of the people doing that was a guy named Patrick Kelly, and you might have heard a saying about if you throw rocks, you probably shouldn't live in a glass house. Well, Mr. Kelly, or I don't know if he prefers Kinky. Mr. Kinky or Kinky Shelton, but I'm going to call him Kinky Shelton because I'm going to get confused if I don't, because that's what he goes by on these different websites that I'll be reporting to you. Well, the first picture was a picture of him standing on a massage. It looked like a massage table, and a lady had her she was topless, but you couldn't see her. She was laying flat down, and she had her just her underwear on, and most of her buttocks were exposed from the type of underwear she was wearing. And he was spanking her, and I mean spanking her hard. You could see the whelps and bruises, and now they may not have been bruises, but looking at some of those other sites where he's affiliated, lots of those girls are bruised, and they are bruised horribly, black and blue. And I didn't even know you could do that without doing some serious damage, but it happens. Anyway, he was spanking her, and that's the picture that started all this off. And we were able to trace from his Kinky Shelton thing, we were able to trace it all the way through to different things. Now, let me tell you what I did. On the same day that I got that information from a concerned citizen, and I got a lot more, believe me, word gets out quickly, I asked the following questions of the school board. I sent them all a email, and I asked them this: are these pictures really Mr. Kelly? If so, what action will the school board be taking? Will there be an investigation, and will it be public? If proven to be true, will he be asked to resign? And I've invited Mr. Kelly or one of his board members, any of them, to appear for a live interview. I said in my email, quote, I want to assure you I have no preconceived notions about the authenticity of the photo. However, I will not let the matter drop until it's concluded and we do know. Now, let's talk about the photo again. Why is this harmful? People say, well, a man can do anything he wants to do in the privacy of his home, and he can, and who cares? And why should I care? Why should you care? Well, this thing was posted on a website called FetLife. FetLife is short for Fetish Life. And the banner says FetLife is the social network for BDSM, fetish, and kinky community. It's like Facebook, it says, and I'm quoting their little thing on the internet. It's like Facebook, but it's run by kinksters like you and me. We think it's more fun that way, don't you? Well, one would automatically assume that if they're comparing themselves to Facebook, that any picture that you post on there and any comments that you make on there is open property. You post something on Facebook, and if you think that you have any right to privacy from what you posted, you're going to find out that you do not. If you don't want it on there, don't post it. FetLife's got 53 million plus pitchers, 1,231,000 plus pitchers. They've got 10 million plus discussions going on. They've got 936,000 events and 3 million blog posts. No, almost 4 million blog posts. Wikipedia says that FetLife's a social networking website, serves people interested in that type of lifestyle, emphasizes it's a social network. It's supported by, it says, fringe sexual practices. Now, Mr. Kelly chose the name Kinky Shelton, and he posted under that name. Now, here's the important part that you need to remember. And believe me, I'm giving the information for you to do with as you will. If the people in Lee County are okay with this, then that's their decision. They're the ones who will live with this or not. But here's the problem. When you have a man who is on the school board and also, by the way, has a job at the college, what's his function at the college, Jeff? You were just saying?
He's the assistant director of student outreach at the community college up there in Sanford.
Well, if you've just got
that's according to the article that I read in the Sanford Herald. I didn't make that up.
No, you're exactly right. I just couldn't remember the title, but you've got to ask yourself, do I want my son or my daughter hanging out with a guy who's putting pictures on the internet of him spanking butts? And we haven't even gotten into the other things that he's interested in. A lot of them I'm not going to name, I don't think, because they're just, I just don't feel comfortable talking about it on the radio, but I will name some of them. Kinky says in one of his little posts that there was a woman that had posted a pair of herself in a pair of high heels. Now, you can only see the feet and the heels. And Kinky posted, he said, I greatly need a certain someone at my feet again. Well, that lady answered him, and I'll give you the answer a little bit later, but the point I'm trying to make is he had a running dialogue with different people on here. Kinky posted over 250 pictures. He had 14 writings. You could access them. All you had to do was sign in, and you could have a fake name or whatever you wanted, and you could look at them. Any kid, any child could look at that. Now, we all know that, I'm going to get off script here a little bit, but we all know, and I'm very angry about it, that children can be very easily groomed and led into something. They wouldn't even know about this kind of stuff if we didn't have the internet. Your children, parents, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you something you already know. Your children are different. They're acting different. You're seeing changes in them because they've had to stay home. They're on the internet more. The kind of people they're hanging out with, they're different. And part of that is because they access things like this. If you think that the kids in Lee County don't know about Kinky Shelton and his pictures and all his perversions that he does, and they are perversions, if you are interested in spanking a lady or woman until she is black and blue, and that includes her hind end and her breasts. There's pictures on there like that as well. I didn't see one associated with Kinky Shelton that had black and blue breasts, but that's the kind of lifestyle that he's interested in. So later that day, I sent him another email. I said, I apologize for the follow-up message so quickly. I doubt you had any time to investigate. I'm going to go public with this very soon. My story will be in regards to the parallel of your haste to remove your other board member and the way you're treating Kelly. Meanwhile, I've had numerous other photos sent to me by others. As a journalist, I don't have to reveal, nor will I reveal, my sources, and I've got to make them feel comfortable about that. I feel we have a responsibility, I said to them, to learn, to figure out what's going on here as soon as possible to protect this man's name, Patrick Kelly, better known as Kinky Shelton, or to protect the integrity of the school board, whichever the case may be. Now, I got a letter almost, let's see, it was dated on March the 10th. I got a letter from an attorney, Kinky Shelton's attorney, and his name is Jonathan Silverman, and it's a cease and desist letter, and it's a ridiculous letter. I don't know how much Kinky paid for this, but he sure got overcharged. he said the lawyer said these false and defamatory allegations, they're not false, they're defamatory if you want them to be, if they bother you, and they should bother you. And if you feel like they're defamatory, then you're seeing them for what they are. He said they serve no legitimate journalistic purpose. Well, they do too. They're informing the public of the kind of person that's serving on the Lee County School Board. The public has no way to know that unless this station, WEEB, points it out, because no one else is. And then he said, I know those things that I know, John Zumwalt knows are false. Well, I know no such thing. I've got them right in front of me. He said, immediately cease and desist on all these allegations, or I will file suit against you. I sent him back a little note saying, I really encourage you to file suit against me, because the discovery is going to be wonderful. I can't wait to start discovery with you, because Mr. Kinky Shelton has closed all of his things and taken all his pictures down. So it would be great for him to have to show those to us and all the things he's written. I can't wait, and I hope he does. Jonathan Silverman, well, I'll be doggone. Jonathan Silverman does not like it that we're disclosing Kinky Shelton's deviant behavior on pictures that he's posted online that children know about and can get access to. Well, if you look up Mr. Jonathan Silverman, you kind of get an idea why he wouldn't like this. He was disbarred for 3 years for having sex with a client. And when he was disclosed that he was doing this, and they weren't going to disbar him, he transferred this girl to another client, to another attorney in his office, so he wouldn't be her attorney anymore, and he kept having sex with her. Now, Mr. Silverman, you can, if you don't believe what I'm telling you is true, just look it up. It's online. You can read the actual court document where where it says this. So we've got a real, what I would term, in my opinion, as a sleazeball little group here trying to stick together on this. Now, on March 7th, I wrote them my final little email, and I asked them, has this is what I said: Patrick Kelly has been the recent subject of public and media interest concerning these photos. Has Patrick violated board policy? And the rules of ethics state that members' first and greatest concern should be student welfare and student learning. How are you going to see Patrick Kelly up there without thinking of the words Kinky Shelton? And how are you going to know which one of your children are getting into these porn sites? They're beyond porn. They're way beyond porn, and not be looking at it and thinking about it. And let me tell you what Mr. Kinky's, the man has made some horrible mistakes. He's put a picture of himself. I guess he loves this same shirt he wears. He put a picture of himself on Facebook, and it looks very nice. He's got a tie on, and it's a pink shirt and black tie, and he's got a lady standing beside him. And I don't know who she is, and I'm sure she has absolutely nothing to do with this. But the doggone Mr. Kinky put the same exact picture on one of his kink sites, and he's advertising. He cut the girl out, but the trouble is you can see the very distinct pattern of her dress remained in the picture. And so there's no doubt it's him. So he used the same photo, except that he blacked out his eyes. And, so no one would recognize it. Now, I'm going to have to dig through this, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that Mr. Kinky Shelton is into or is advertising for. And I'm going to skip a ton of it because it's a long, long list. And I really, really, truly feel that we're a family-oriented radio station, and we do not want to offend. But here's what he says. He's got his picture up, and he's got his little Lone Ranger-looking mask thing, and like you wouldn't recognize him. He says, I am not new to the lifestyle. By the way, this is on collarspace.com. Collar, I guess we wear a collar, I don't know. But he says, I am not new to this lifestyle. I've been into it for a long time. I'll have to find the date, but I think it was back in 2017. He says, a person's always learning, so I'm here to learn, even though I have been in the lifestyle. And he's actively seeking a dominant female, a submissive female, a switch woman. You have to look these things up for yourself, because I truly do not know what a switch woman is. And, I don't want to really make light of it. It's just, he said, he said, do you have something different you want to try? Let me know, and we could try it. I have a very public vanilla life, and I need to keep it private. Well, of course you need to keep it private, Mr. Kinky, because you were on the school board, you interact with children, and it's my understanding that you even supervise them on an overnight trip to New York. We cannot, in my estimation, we cannot be assured, we can't be assured you're not grooming kids. Your life since you graduated, you've always been around younger kids. We don't know, we can't trust you, my friend. I think you should go live your life all you want to with these other people who enjoy this. Here's some of the things the man's looking for. He's looking for, and I don't even know what some of these are, but foot worship, humiliation, leashes, leash, I guess like a dog leash, I don't know. I'm leaving a lot of these out. Mental bondage, munches, objectification, outdoor bondage, public play. There goes the privacy he wants so bad. Speech restriction, stockings, vibrators, wax play, whips, anal play, body worship, bondage, breast play. Okay, canes and crops. I'm done because I've already crossed my own personal line of what I want to say on the radio, of verbiage I want to use. So this man, of his own free will, joined these sites and publicly and released these pictures, or rather posted them himself. FetLife, the cover for FetLife says, this is a social network for the BDSM, fetish, and kinky community. And so Kinky Shelton fits right in. And I think Kinky Shelton has every right on earth to go do whatever he wants with those cameras running and then post those pictures. But buddy, don't you look at me in the eye and tell me that this is a private thing and you shouldn't be held accountable to children who you're working with, and expect to be up on that school board and not be held accountable. Lee County School Board, you do whatever you want with this information. It's no secret. The man denied everything at first, and then he cried and just was worried about his parents and his church seeing it. You know what? You need to just, well, I won't go into this. I think you need to make your decision, Lee County School Board. The proof is there. It's not hard to find. And if you truly do believe that the school board has a moral obligation to conduct themselves in a certain way, which is what you said about Sherry, then you need to take action. And I mean immediately, because if you don't think this is the talk of Lee County, you're wrong. I cannot tell you how many emails I've gotten, and a lot of them were angry at me and said, why did you go digging for this? I didn't go digging, as I've explained, because I wouldn't even know where to go digging, and I certainly wouldn't have recognized this guy, and I sure as heck would have known who Kinky Shelton was. So this is you can consider this to be another WEEB investigation. Just putting the information out there and letting the voters and the good people of Lee County decide what to do.
The county commissioners already know, and all the school board members up there in Lee County. Sherry Womack, I'm sure, wants to have nothing to do with this clown. The other three members of the Board of Education up there are women. Hey, how do you feel sitting there with that clown in and amongst you? You really want to have your school board meetings knowing what this guy is and having him sitting there with you? Why would you sit there with him?
Well, speaking of Sherry Womack, one of the big defenses this guy has thrown out there is, this is just revenge because of what we tried to do to Sherry Womack. Listen, this is two separate things. He either did this stuff or he did not do this stuff. But Sherry Womack has zero to do with this.
Yeah.
It's a total deflection. And, how much time do I have left, Steve?
A couple of minutes.
Okay. Well, I have time to tell you this. When the lawyer, the one you remember was disbarred for 3 years, he's back now. When he sent me that letter to desist, he mentioned at the bottom of it that I need to get smart, he told me, not in my words, not his, on the law about revenge porn. Well, I guess he was accusing me of revenge porn. That is so ludicrous. I don't even know where to start on that one. But I'll be doggone, the next day, Mr. Kinky Shelton went down to the sheriff's office in Lee County and filed a charge of revenge porn. Against who? No one. I mean, how do you file revenge porn against something, against yourself? You're the one who posted the pictures. So the sheriff's office investigated it, and I've got a copy of the final report, and it was unfounded, and they said they'll keep looking at it. But you know what, Kink? You can't post something on the internet and then go try to file charges against someone who, I mean, you're the one who did it. Yeah. I really want to use words like, you idiot, but I won't, because I really want this to be serious. And
I'm sorry,
you got 30 seconds.
I can't help myself. This guy.
30 seconds.
This guy's just. Go ahead, John.
Okay, well, folks, thanks for hearing me out. There's nothing personal in this. We truly at this station do believe that word needs to get out. We believe that so many times we're the only ones doing it. The Sanford Herald should have dug into this a little deeper, and of course, we know the Pilot. You can forget that. They're not going to say anything. So, one more time, I think WEEB is the one that had to step in, and we appreciate you listening. I hope you'll contact the school board, and thank you, Steve. Good to see you back.
Well, it's also nice to be back, and it's also, there's nothing wrong with expecting our elected officials to live to a higher standard. All right, so it goes for this Thursday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a TSIF. Thanks, Steve. It's Friday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airwaves, because they are the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. They are our own solution to an economic recovery here. So give them first crack at your spending dollars before you run off to some mega store who ships all the money out of here. And be sure to tell them WEEB asked you to come. That will help us. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Theodore Adams and the LeaderMan, and Nick and Colt the dog will see you at the dog park.
Come back